Well, good morning, Lionhearts. Coming to you from El Paso, Texas. Let's go get some breakfast. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. All right, let's see what we got here. Go for some eggs. Ooh, eggs and omelets. And we gotta do some coffee. Let's see what we got here. This place right up here is called Twin Peaks. David Lynch would be proud. It says power.
All right, well, we just made it to our first stop on the vlog today, and let me tell you a little bit about how I found out about this and where this whole history of this comes from. When I was a kid, when you would watch TV, on commercials they would advertise like greatest hits albums that you could order through the mail, and they advertised a country singer that I had never heard of named Marty Robbins. And Marty Robbins, they were playing all of his greatest hits and everything, and they would play little snippets of his songs. And I just thought, for all the snippets, this guy was amazing. I loved it. So one of the songs that they always used to play on there, on that commercial, was El Paso, the song of El Paso. And so I tracked down Rosa's Cantina from that song. Let me tell you the story of Rosa's Cantina. Well, here it is. The saloon mentioned in the famous Marty Robbins song. He mentions it in the very first verse of the song, actually. If you know the song, he starts it out with, out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Nighttime would find me in Rosa's Cantina, music would play and Felina would whirl. Now here's what's interesting about this place, is that this is kind of, some people say, well, this isn't even the Rosa's Cantina from the song. This one came upon us like much later, but then a lot of people say, no, this is the Rosa's Cantina. This is the only Rosa's Cantina that we've ever had in El Paso. So I started looking around and I found a 1960 interview with Marty Robbins. And Marty Robbins said, I myself have never found Rosa's Cantina. He said basically what happened was, he said, I was driving down the Carlsbad Freeway, and he said I saw the night lights of Juarez, Mexico and El Paso in the distance, and the lyrics just started coming to me. So he said there was never a Felina and there was never a Rosa's Cantina. He said it was just an inspiration for the song. Now that song went on to be like a massive hit. He sold multi-million copies of that song. And the interesting part is that when he came back and would perform and stuff, they always would mention that. And so, yeah, that's the story, is that he said, yeah, there was just never a, there was never even a Felina. But he said he would write so many lyrics originally for it. He said that like when he presented it to his record label, they wouldn't even record it. They wouldn't even like do a demo of the song, because they said it was just, they just said it was way too long. And so he said, I tried to rework the song for years, like 2 or 3 years before it would be released. And he said the odd part was that the song never got shorter, it only got longer. So he said, by the time I got done editing as much as I could, it just felt right being 4 minutes and 37 seconds, which was kind of unheard of for a song in the country charts to be played on the radio. But it became a huge hit, and the whole song tells a story. It's a great song, and yeah, he will always be known as the man that made Rosa's Cantina famous, even though he himself never got to go to Rosa's Cantina. I just thought that was so interesting in the interview when he said, I myself have been looking for Rosa's Cantina and I've never found it. All right, now we're heading out to a pawn shop that I've read about that has some pretty peculiar items. Not your average pawn shop at all, so our next stop will be going over to Dave's. Orlando was telling me that that train car that just came by, they used to use those like way back in the day, and they've restored it to having them go through El Paso again. That guy right there. Kind of cool. Step back into history. Downtown El Paso. Cool archway up there, it says El Paso. So here's our wacky, crazy stop for today. Dave's Pawn Shop. Are you guys ready for this? I am. Elvis, are you ready? We found a chupacabra. Let's go. Okay, well, first off, it's not only a pawn shop, but it's partially a museum. And
Right here you can buy your very own mummy.
The same God that made you.
Whoa, check that out. What animal is that? Look at that. It's like got a bird head and a fish body. Now here you can buy a skull for just at $700. All kinds of old classic medicine bottles, and now look at this. Table banner. Now one of the things they say they have in here is Pancho Villa, the bandito. They have his trigger finger. I do believe I see a two-headed mouse in here. Look at that. This guy's got some great stuff here. Look at the name of the cigarette pack. Now, can anybody tell me what this animal is? Whoa, a lot of old memorabilia in here. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything. This, I saw people tout this as the coolest pawn shop of all time online, and I think I probably agree. This is incredible. That's a fish. Oh, that's awesome. This poster is all like freak show acts. That is incredible. I've never seen quite a collection like that. Oh, he made that himself. That's all photos. Scrapbook type photos. Whoa, he just randomly lifted his head right off in front of me. You gotta love this kind of stuff. So right here is Pancho Villa's trigger finger. The story that I read was that they said that after he was killed and buried, 3 years later, like a police officer or something was offered by a millionaire like a bunch of money to go and get Pancho Villa's head. And so when he went and took the head, he also took the trigger finger, sorry, and now they have it here. As I understand, it was like donated here to be on display because he's considered a Mexican hero. Francisco Pancho Villa. Now this is really interesting. This is a crucified baby heart, and what they said, the story on this was that they believed in the old country that if a baby they thought was a vampire, they would take the heart out while the baby was alive, and then they would drive 2 stakes through it to form a crucifix, and they believed this would kill any vampires that could ever come out of the heart. Or like any, yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by this place. I mean, look up there. Those are like African art, but that's incredible. That's like half a face. Now below here, that is a skeleton of conjoined twins, like twin bodies sharing a head. Do you see that? The skull up there. looks like that's a foot. And then look at this guy. This is like one of those dragons that you see in like Chinatown festivals or Chinese festivals where they like put this over their head. You see this old signal light for cars? See how it lights up there? Yeah, they have all the normal things that you would normally find in a pawn shop, but there's just so much more. And then if you look back there, that tooth, it looks like a tooth inside a rock. It says 55 million years old. That right there. Look at this clock. Wow. You feel like you've seen everything in your life and then you come here. And you haven't seen hardly anything until you've been here. What is that? Those are leg bones. Pretty cool boots too. Oh, look at that guy up there. Look inside that glass case. And what is that thing? Holy smoke. That says El Chupacabra. Looks like a foot. Look at that fish. Here's a prosthetic leg. Actually, there's a couple of prosthetic legs. Well, we barely scratched the surface in here, but I think you guys get the point. This is a pawn shop unlike any other place I think I've ever been in my life. He has so many things that are, you know, such crazy sideshow type oddities that, you know, for somebody like me, I live for coming in and seeing things like this. So definitely come if you're in El Paso and check out Dave's Pawn Shop. This place is just unreal. And look at this. He's even got the old signs. We saw those at the Henry Ford recently.
So this is pretty interesting. This says that it's a human trophy necklace of ears taken by the Asmet tribe of Papua New Guinea, December 13th, 1959. Never seen an ear necklace before like that. Jeez. Oh yeah, I totally loved going in that place. It's definitely one of the wackier places I've ever been to. And I'm sure most of that stuff, as we can tell, at some point in history, somebody made a lot of that stuff, but it doesn't make it any less cool. I love seeing that kind of like medicine man sideshow type stuff, and this place has it in a total abundance. Now on to our next stop. Yeah, I was kind of blown away by how much just historical stuff from all over the world, including all that Nazi stuff. But you know, I remember that a lot of those weird animals that he had, that was like a big thing back in the day. They used to create those for like sideshows to get people to come in, and so looks like he found them all. So take a look at this house. This house has a pretty fascinating story that goes all the way back to Pancho Villa, whose trigger finger we just saw. This was one of Pancho Villa's stash houses. And as you can see, they've turned this into a historical landmark. So this house says that the Mexican revolutionary Pancho Villa and his brother Hippolito stashed the currency, coins, and jewelry they used to support themselves and their political activities in this house. Now the house was owned by someone else named George Benton during the Mexican Revolution. On November 9th of 1915, Zachary Cobb, the U.S. Collector of Customs in El Paso, ordered this home to be raided. Customs officials found $500,000 in American currency and gold coins, along with $30,000 in jewelry in Benton's safe. Customs confiscated the valuables, but later returned them to the Villa family once ownership had been established. Pancho Villa used El Paso to purchase military supplies, recruit soldiers, and hide out from the Mexican government. So that's his affiliation with El Paso here. But it says initially, U.S. authorities maintained a friendly relationship with him, largely because both sides supported Francisco Madero, who was the president of Mexico, they were trying to oust. But the U.S. government wanted to stop Villa from using El Paso as a recruiting ground and war supply site against the new president. So it says the raid on the Villa stash house signaled a turning point in the U.S. attitude towards the revolutionary activities along the U.S.-Mexican border. It was one of the many events that heightened tensions between Pancho Villa and the U.S., an escalation that eventually led to Villa's ill-fated attack on Columbus, New Mexico in 1916 that was unsuccessful. And that is the story of Pancho Villa's affiliation with this house. So he used to stash all of his currency here. Now take a look at this mural that goes along this wall. Isn't this interesting? Look, it's a lion tearing apart the Coca-Cola logo. You can see the Enjoy is right down here. Thought this was fascinating enough that we should stop by and take a look. And right now we are so close to the Juarez El Paso border. I mean, we could pretty much almost walk across, literally a block away. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. The fighter planes and everything there. That cloud. So I just got a very, very interesting text message about 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was I think it was when the last time I was at Dearly Departed Museum and I was filming that vlog where they were announcing all their new tours and stuff. They had a little box sitting off to the side, and it was to enter to win a free ride with Angeline in her pink Corvette. Now, most of you that watch my vlogs, you know who Angeline is. She's basically famous in Hollywood just for being herself, just for being the lady who drives around in her pink Corvette. Well, I just got a text message and said, you want to ride with Angeline in her pink Corvette. So I'm gonna have to contact the number that, you know, hit me up, and maybe we'll get to go vlog a day with Angeline. How cool would that be? Creativity meeting behind us. Oh yeah. Fantastic. So there we go. There's one of the newbies. The play on the Tintin logo that I love. Look at Jaw. I think we know who that is.
yeah, that came out great. That's actually a gift from my grandpa. He loves to wear hats. Now he can wear me. Well, we've been working all day on new t-shirt and hat designs. And like I mentioned yesterday, I was hoping to get a Whataburger while I'm here, and tonight is the night. You guys ready for a Whataburger? Yeah, I definitely have high expectations for this because every comedian that I know that gigs in Texas always says this is the best burger they've ever had, so. There we go. Here's a picture of the original Whataburger in Corpus Christi. I think I'm just gonna go with the old classic Whataburger, the original. Oh, our food's here. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, America. That's seriously your name?
Yeah.
That's such a great name.
I know.
Mmm, first bite is great. Nothing special. They didn't add anything crazy or anything. Just a well-made burger. Well, the food was great. I don't know if it's the best burger I've ever had. I think probably my grandpa makes the best burgers I've ever had, but this was pretty good.
All right, Lionhearts, we're gonna call it a night. I wanted to send a big shout out thank you to Denise Bradford. And I think today was an awesome day of vlogging. We were in there working on new shirt designs and everything for like 5 or 6 hours. So I'm pretty happy that we were still able to go out and see Rosa's Cantina, you know, the whole myth behind the Marty Robbins song and everything. We got to see the Pancho Villa stash house. We got to see Dave's pawn shop with some of the wackiest, craziest things I've ever seen in any place. And we got to have a Whataburger. What a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. From El Paso, Texas, we're going to call it a night. Thank you all for watching. Come back tomorrow. You won't be disappointed. Have a great night and goodbye.